Hello guys, so in this video we are going to say this problem painting the grid with three different colors. So before going through this problem, let me tell you something like I have gone through the discussion part of this problem, and there I have seen few solutions. The one that I like the most, I like to share that thing here so that people who didn't understand it properly can get this thing done. Okay, so let's start. So here the question says is, you are given two integers m and n. Consider an m cross n grid where each cell is initially white. You can paint each cell with RGB, that is red, green or blue. A cell must be painted, all cells must be painted, and return the number of ways this grid can be painted. Where this condition should be, like this is a constraint. No two adjacent cells have the same color. Since the answer can be very large, return the modulo of 10 to the power 9 plus 7. So what the problem says is, I think the problem is pretty much straightforward. Saying if you have a grid, you have to paint each cell of the grid, and you have to paint it in such a way that no two adjacent column, like either this or this or this or this, like anyway, like this is a column, so not the top one, bottom, this one or this one. In the four direction, the color or the cells should be different from the one that is in this particular cell. Okay. So this is basically what the problem is. So let's get the basic idea first, how to approach this problem, and we'll see the code later. Okay. So suppose you are given a grid. This is a 2 cross 3 grid where m is equals to 2, n is equals to 3. In the problem, it is said that m is always less than equals to m and n is less than equals to 1000. So seeing this value of m, we can get some idea that we have to do something with m. What we have to do, we'll see it later. But something we have to do with them. So if we are trying to fill this particular grid, so what you can see is, see, filling this grid is like you are taking this particular column, filling it with the RGB or any value that you want, then taking this column and filling it with the colors such a way that this adjacent one should not be here, like this, like same color should not be adjacent. So what you can put here, you can either put here GB, or you can put here GR or anything like that. Okay. Similarly, when filling this particular column, you have to just consider this particular column, this one, to fill the colors in this particular column so that no two colors are adjacent. So how are you going to do this? So I'll take this example of m is equals to 2 and n is equals to 3, and let's understand this. So as I have told you, this particular column that is here, we are going to do it like column wise. We'll take this column, we will generate a string of like length m, and this will generate multiple strings of different types. I'll show you just now, like in a while how, and we'll use this particular to put it here, like we'll put this whole here, then we'll see okay what are other strings that can be put here if this particular thing is colored. Okay, so let's see how we do it. Let me clear the screen first a bit. I think this should be good. Let's see. M value here is 2. So we are going to generate a string such that the length of the string is 2. Okay. Like see, the string should be like this, like each character here. I have just inverted it here. So here it is. Now, in each of these boxes, we can have any of the three colors. There it was given RGB, red, green, blue. So any of the three colors can be put in this box, and then in this box we have to see if it should not match with the previous one. So what we can do is see this first cell, how this can be filled. If it is this whole cell is empty, this first cell can be filled in three ways, and once this cell is filled, this particular cell can be filled in two ways. So the total number of ways that or total number of different strings that we can generate with length of m, that is 2, so that the two colors are adjacent, is 6. Let's see what are those. So here it is, suppose RG, then RB, then start with G, then here R, G, then B, here B, R, and BG. these are different rows, or you can say different different columns, or you can say different strings that can be generated where the adjacent colors are not same. Okay, so these are six that we have got here. The one of the reason is like how many maximum number of strings that can be generated is, you can see if there are total m rows that can be there and m is less than equals to 5. So if you can see here, the first one will take 3, the second one can be filled in two ways, third one can be filled in two ways, and correspondingly we will go. So the total number of ways it can be filled is 3 into 2 into 2 into dot 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 into 2. So this will be total m minus 1, this will be 1. So the total number of ways it can be filled is 3 into 2 to power m minus 1, where m can be at maximum of 5. So it will be 3 into 2 to the power 5, and here we will get 2 power 4 is equal to 16, 16 to the 40. So this many number of different strings that can be generated with m as equals to 5 at maximum. Right? This is the maximum number of strings that can be generated. Okay. So here in our example, it is m is equals to 2. So we have got 3 into 2 power 1, and that is equals to 6. So how we are going to use this particular string? So before that, let's see this here. So if we will take this particular string and put it in the grid. So suppose if I put it here R, then G. So once you have put it here in the string, what is the next color that you can put here in the next column? Depends on this strings in which the adjacent colors should not match. So if we go on, if we start from here and start matching, suppose if you see, if you try to put this particular column there, so you can see this RR is matching, so we can't put this. Similarly, if you see this particular column, GR not matching, RG matching. So this GR is one candidate that can be put there. Okay, for the timing, let's understand this. Now this GB, can it be put there? G not equals to R, G not equals to B. Okay, so G comma B is also a candidate that can be put here. So now see, if we have run the B R, okay, not matching, R, okay, not matching. So B R is one another substring that can be string, or you can say column that we can put in this particular place. So if you can see here, B R not matching, G G matching, so we can't put this because then this G and this G will be same. We don't want that. So so you can see here we have three candidates to go in the second column if we have picked up R comma G. Okay, so see, this is the 0th one. Similarly, what we can do is, if at this particular first position, if we pick this one, the first one, that is R comma B, instead of G we put R comma B. So what are the other candidates that are eligible to get into the second column? We'll keep those. So what we are going to do is, we'll keep this track, that is for for if we select this one, what are other candidates that can go in the next column after this particular thing. Okay, so we'll keep that record and we'll keep it in the grid. So how we'll keep it in a grid? See, for 0th column, see, so 0th for the 0th one, what are all the values that we can get? GR. So GR is at which index? 0, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So GR is at which index? It is a second index. So in the grid, create a grid of length 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at the 0th one, this is first, this is second, this is third, this is fourth, this is fifth, where each of this row corresponds to each of this columns. Okay, this is 0, 0, 1. So for 0, what are all the values that we can store? GR. So GR is which one? Second. So we can store it second here. Then we have GB. GB is third. So we store third here. BR. BR is fourth. So we store fourth here. Similarly, we go on and save for each of these columns, or for each of these strings, you can see. Once we have stored this, so what is our next step is, we have so see, the basic idea is, we put some value here column and see what are the other possible ways we can put it here. Then if we have put this here, what are the other possible ways that we can put it here? So this is the basic idea we are like trying to implement. So once you have got this grid, so what this grid represents, yeah, see. So once you have got the grid, this tells what are the other columns which can be put adjacent to the correct one. Okay, so this is what this grid says. So what we are going to do, see, now since we are like what we are doing is we are substituting this whole column with a single value. This can be transformed to a single array like this. So what we are doing is we are picking up the zeroth element, that is this one. You can see it here, this zeroth element, putting it here, and for each of this zeroth element we are seeing what are all the values that can be put here. So if you are saying 0 and here 2 3 4, so once we have put 0 here for example, then this particular position can be filled with either 2 or 3 or 4. Once suppose we have filled it with position 2, so once we have put this position 2, what are all the elements that can come here? So that we will check here from this one. This is first position, this is second position. So using the second position, we'll see what are all the values that can go here. So suppose here it is 5. So we have put 5 here for the timing. Suppose 5, 6, 7 can go here. If 2 is there, 5, 6, 7 can go here. So suppose we have put 5. Now we'll go and check for 5 what are all the values that can come here. So that will put here. So this way we are going to get the answer. So this is something like this. You can here at the first position you can put either of these 6 elements. So you can put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you have put 0, there are 3 cases, either 2, 3 or 4. If you have put 3, there are 2, there are 3 again cases, 5, 6, 7. Let's take an example. So this is the number of ways of filling the first column. This is the number of ways of filling the second column. This is the number of ways of filling the third column. So as we have seen, the first, second, and 3 columns are there. And when we reach this particular one, this is one way to put the colors. This is another way to put the colors. This is another way to put the colors. So this way we will get all the values that are needed. This way we will get all the values that are needed to get the colors. Okay, so this is basically what we are doing. So let's see this in the code. So what we are doing is we are generating all the possible strings, that is the rules that we had, like R, G, RP and all those things. So that is we are generating with this particular function, generate all possible strings. So here we are taking this RGB, and here we are saying whether the color that we are currently choosing should not be equal to the previous one. Suppose we have chosen R. So the next color that we are going to choose should not belong to R. It can be either B or G. So that way we will go in this and put every character here, and then we will get this values of this all the number of strings, like the columns or all the number of different type of strings or different colors that we can put. So we'll get from this particular function. Once we have got this function, we'll then put it in the grid, like for each of these particular string what are other strings that are there which can be put adjacent to the string. So that we are doing in this particular part of the code. So what we have done is we have created a graph which is an array of array list. So we have an array of array list. So this is the zeroth one, this is first, this is second, this one. So for each of the size, like for each of this string that we have, suppose this is I is equals to 0 and this is j is equals to 0. So for I is equals to 0, what we are doing is we are going through all over these values. That is why we have the second loop. For each I, we are going through this loop again. That is why there is 2 loops. And for each of these loops, we are checking the values here. The first one matches with the first one or not. The second one matches with the second one or not. So how many of these values are there? There are m values. That is why we are looping over here for k is equals to 0 to k is equals to m, and for each of the time we are comparing these two values if they are not equal, like they shouldn't be adjacent, they shouldn't be equal. If any of these values like either this or both of them are equals to this, then that particular column is not what you can say eligible to put in that next adjacent column. Okay, so that is what if any of the values matches, the flag will be false, and the flag will be false, and that value will not vary to the graph. If at any point that the adjacent one, none of these values are equal to the adjacent one, then the flag will remain true, and I should not be equals to j. It's obvious, like you cannot take this value and again adjacently put this one. So that is why this I not equals to j and flag, and they can just put it in the graph. So what it will do is for each of these I, it will put in the graph what are all the other candidates that are eligible to be painted just adjacent to this particular cell. Okay. So this is what we are doing in the grid we have. Now finally we have to just traverse the grid and to find out what are all the answers. So how we are doing that is, see here, get the answer. So what we are doing, we have provided the graph, we have provided the initial value as in we are starting with the 0 1. So as I've shown you, I will convert this particular grid M cross N grid into a single array grid, because each of this grid that we are filling as a lot, like this columns. Okay, so for each other, instead of having like in the 2, 3 grid, we have converted this to a single one, because we are filling this particular grid with a single this thing at once. Okay, so that is why. So what we are doing is we are going with I is equal to 0. Initial value that are passed is graph 0, and number of columns is n minus 1. So we are, see, this is the dp I have stored like memoization, so that if you read this particular column again with the same color, or we can say the same column and same I, like the we got 6 I na? Like 6 different columns we have got RG, RB and those things. So if we have same column, same column, and the same column here to fill, so in that case we will return it. Like this is just an optimization technique. This is easy to understand. Okay. So now what we are doing is we are getting the answer, and for each of these values in the grid. So we have the grid. Suppose we have picked up initially 0 1. So we have picked up this 0 1. Let me put it here. RG, RB, GB, GR, DBG. Suppose we have picked up the first one. So we have picked up the first one, put it here. That is RG, we have put it here. Now we'll go through that 0 graph, like graph of 0. So we'll go through this 0 1, we'll go through here, and we'll see what are all the values that can be put here. So we have stored it already. So these are the values that can be put here. So we are putting it alternative, like one by one sequentially. So once we have put here the graph, and then the temp is the first value. Like suppose this is the first value that goes here. Again, this will be passed to this function. Again, this will be passed to this function, and this way, like we are getting all the values, and when we have reached the end of the column, so we are returning one from there, collecting it, you can see answer plus whatever is it, and then returning that thing back to the function. Okay, and this way we'll get our answer to this coloring the grid with 3 different colors. Okay. Let me put this solution as well. So see, I have pasted the solution here. Let me submit it. See, so it is faster than 50%, and the memory usage is 100% less than other Java or solutions. Okay. So I hope you have liked this video. So just mention in the comments how you like this video, or you have understood if any improvement is needed. So you can do that. Thank you.